Young love often burns bright and fast. It's full of passion, spontaneity, and idealism. Decisions are driven by feelings. There's an all-or-nothing mindset. Lovers are discovering themselves and each other. Every glance, touch, or word feels new and thrilling. Partners often see each other as perfect, glossing over flaws. Arguments may be dramatic, stemming from inexperience and high emotional stakes. First kisses, secret notes, late-night calls, love as an adventure. Young love is like a spark in the dark. It lights up everything but fades if not tended. Mature love is slower, steadier, and deeply rooted in shared values, history, and trust. It's less about butterflies and more about building a life together. There's room for flaws, forgiveness, and growth. You love the whole person. Tested by time, mature love survives storms, loss, change, disappointment. It's not just romance, but a commitment to show up daily for each other. Quiet mornings, holding hands through trials, unspoken understanding, love is a choice. A character caught between the rush of new passion and the comfort of lasting love. Two lovers start with youthful infatuation but evolve into mature, sacrificial love. Contrast a young couple and an older one, both navigating love in their own way. Montage of young lovers, running through rain, laughing over nothing, sneaking out for midnight talks. Their world, full of forever promises, impulsive trips, intense texts, jealousy, and make-up kisses. Dialogue sample her, let's just run away. Who needs a plan when we have each other? Him, I'd follow you anywhere, even if the road ends tomorrow. Young love lives in the moment. It's raw, exciting, fragile. Every touch feels like forever, until it's not. But what young love often forgets is that passion alone can't carry the weight of real life. Older couple waking up side by side, sharing silence over coffee, tending to kids or aging parents. Moments of vulnerability, illness, financial struggle, betrayal, and forgiveness. Flashbacks reveal they were once young lovers too. Her, do you ever miss the butterflies? Him, sometimes, but I wouldn't trade them for the peace I have with you. Mature love doesn't shout. It stays. It forgives, it listens, it chooses. Not just once, but every single day. It's not perfect, but it's honest. And that's what makes it last. Show young lovers breaking apart after a dramatic fight. Cut to the older couple holding each other quietly as they deal with bad news, but together. Or, merge both stories by revealing the older couple is the young couple, who chose to grow through the pain, rather than run from it. Young love is a spark, beautiful, bright, and unforgettable. But mature love is the fire that never dies. It may not always dazzle, but it warms the soul. And when the heart learns to stay, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard, that's when love becomes timeless. A woman in her late 50s, Clara, wakes up. She gently reaches over and finds her husband, James, already making tea in the kitchen. The room is quiet, safe. Narrator: this is what love looks like, decades later. No firecrackers, no roses every day, but something far deeper. Classroom, years earlier teenage Clara passes a note to young James. They exchange shy smiles. But it didn't start this way. No, once, it was sparks and wild dreams. Young Clara and young James race through the streets, breathless and laughing. They sneak into a park and lie on the grass, staring at the stars. Young Clara: let's just drive until the road ends. Who cares where we end up? Young James: as long as it's with you. Small apartment, argument night. Young Clara and young James argue over a job opportunity that would separate them. Voices raise. Tears fall. Young love wants the world, but sometimes forgets the cost of holding it together. Clara sits beside James, now older and ill. She holds his hand, gently rubbing his palm with her thumb. Clara: I still remember the day you ran 4 blocks just to give me one flower and a crooked smile. James: best cardio of my life. They laugh through tears. Narrator: mature love isn't loud. It doesn't beg to be seen. It simply remains. Young James walks away during the fight, but turns back. Clara opens the door before he knocks. A wedding, holding their first child, losing a job, a grave, laughter in a kitchen, 2 old hands still holding. Narrator: love isn't just falling for someone. It's falling with someone, through failure, through forgiveness, through forever. Older Clara and James sit in the same spot from their youth. Clara: do you miss how it used to be? James: no. I love how we made it through. They sit quietly, hands entwined. Narrator: young love begins the story. But mature love writes the ending worth remembering. A soft golden glow filters in through sheer curtains. Clara, late 50s, stirs. The other side of the bed is empty but warm. She smiles faintly. James, early 60s, carefully pours hot water into 2 mugs. He adds honey to one without thinking. Narrator, soft, reflective. This is what love looks like when it grows old, not worn out, but worn in. Familiar, faithful, true. He places 1 mug on the table in front of Clara's empty seat. Young Clara, full of fire and dreams, slips a note into the hand of young James as they pass in the hallway. He reads it, smiles. Music plays, soft, nostalgic guitar. Narrator, but once, it was all fire, all risk, all butterflies. A younger James stands alone near a bench. He's just walked away from a heated argument. He looks torn, breath quickened, fists clenched. Camera pushes in as he turns around. Narrator, the thing about young love is it often runs, but sometimes, the heart finds the courage to turn back. Young Clara stares at the door, tear-streaked, hugging her knees. SFX, knock. Then silence. Another knock. She gets up slowly, opens the door. James stands there, soaked from rain. Young James, softly, I don't want a future if you're not in it. They embrace, clinging tightly. Narrator, and when both hearts choose to stay, when they choose each other, despite the cracks, that's when love starts to grow roots. Wedding ceremony, backyard, intimate, joyful. Their first home, painting walls, laughing over spilled paint. Baby cries, sleepless nights, rocking in turns. Money problems, bills on the table, quiet tension. Illness, James at a doctor's office, Clara reading results in silence. Older now, dancing slowly in the kitchen as music plays softly. Watching sunsets together, same park bench, holding hands. Narrator, mature love lives in the quiet. It forgives without being asked. It sacrifices without being seen. And it chooses again, every day. James lies in bed, weak. Clara sits beside him. Clara, quietly, do you remember the night we almost didn't make it? James, which one? They both laugh. Clara, I'm glad we did. I'm glad we stayed. James, me too. You were worth every storm. They hold hands. Narrator, in the end, love isn't about never falling. It's about always rising again, together. Older Clara sits alone. She closes her eyes, breathing in the breeze. James is no longer there, but his jacket is draped over the seat beside her. She pulls it closer and wraps it around her shoulders. Narrator, sometimes, one heart leaves before the other, but the love remains. Narrator, because mature love doesn't die. It becomes part of you. The park bench. Clara sitting, quietly peaceful. A deep orange sunset falls behind her. We hear echoes of laughter from the past, overlaid with soft music. To the ones who stayed, the ones who forgave, the ones who chose love, even when it hurt. This story is yours. Warm, reflective, gentle. Young love is the beginning of a beautiful story. But the greatest chapters are written by those who love through time, through change, through challenge. Because sparks fade, but fire, when tended, burns forever. Young love rushes in. It feels like the whole world is spinning around 2 people who've just found each other. It's handwritten notes and whispered promises. It's staying up till 2 a.m. just to say I miss you. But young love can be fragile. It's all feeling, no foundation. It craves the moment, but fears the cost of forever. There's a moment when every young love reaches a cliff. One heart walks away, or both take the leap and learn to fly. When they choose to stay, when they choose each other, even after the first storm, that's when love begins to grow roots. It stops being about grand gestures, and starts becoming about quiet ones. Mature love is made in morning routines, shared burdens, and silent strength. It's the way they remember each other's tea, the way they sit in silence, and still say everything. It's scars, not hidden. Flaws, not fixed, but accepted. It's the hand that's still there, even after the worst has come. And one day, one will be gone. The laughter, the hands, the voice, silent. But even then, love remains. Because mature love doesn't disappear. It becomes part of who you are. Young love begins the story. But mature love writes the ending. And when 2 hearts choose to stay, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard, that's when love becomes timeless. Some say love is a spark. Bright, wild, unstoppable. Others say love is a fire. Steady, enduring, constant. The truth? Real love is both, but not at the same time. Young love rushes in. It's all butterflies and bold dreams. It's staying up till 2 a.m. just to say, I miss you. But young love can be fragile. It chases the high, but forgets the cost of staying. Then comes the test. Distance, doubt, hard choices. Will you run? Or will you return? When you choose to stay, that's when love begins to deepen. Mature love isn't loud. It doesn't shout to be seen. It's in burnt dinners, shared bills, and holding hands in hospital rooms. It's loving the flaws and forgiving the wounds. And one day, one of you will sit alone, holding a memory instead of a hand. But even then, love remains. Soft music swell, because real love doesn't die. It becomes part of you. Young love begins the story, but mature love writes the ending worth remembering. To those who stayed, who chose forgiveness over fleeing, who gave love time to grow. This story is yours. Clara, older now, tends to her flowers in silence. She waters a rose bush planted beside a small plaque. She kneels down and brushes a fallen leaf from the stone. Clara, softly, you'd say I'm overwatering again. She chuckles, wiping her eyes. Clara, conted, but you always let me do it anyway. Narrator. Mature love doesn't demand to be seen. It lives in rituals, in gardens, in whispers, in memories that still bloom. The walls are lined with photos, some black and white, some color. Young versions of Clara and James. Their children, grandchildren. Clara stands before a photo of their wedding day, holding a letter. She opens it slowly. It's James's handwriting. James from letter. If you're reading this, then I've gone ahead. Just like I promised, only a few steps. Not far. Just enough time for you to catch up. Clara closes her eyes. Her smile is full of grief and peace. The same bench as before. This time, Clara sits with a young couple, her granddaughter and her fiancé. Granddaughter. Grandma, how did you know Grandpa was the one? Clara looks out at the horizon. Her fingers lightly tap the arm of the bench, right where James used to rest his hand. Clara. I didn't. Not at first. I just knew. He came back. And then, we both stayed. They fall quiet, letting the wind do the talking. We rise slowly, revealing Clara and the young couple on the bench. One generation fades into the next. Narrator. Young love burns fast. It dreams big. Mature love walks slow. It digs deep. One is fire, the other, foundation. And if you're lucky, you'll live long enough to have both. Text on screen. To all who loved deeply, aged bravely, and stayed long enough to make love eternal. The room is dim. A soft lamp glows by the bedside. Clara, older now, lies peacefully beneath a handmade quilt. Photos surround her, snapshots of her and James through the years. The wind gently brushes the curtains. A subtle hush settles over the room. Her eyes flutter open. She smiles. Clara, softly, I'm ready. A calm breath, and then stillness. Narrator. In the end, love asks for only one thing. That you stay until the end, and carry it beyond. Young love lives in the thrill, the spark, the chase. It's messy, passionate, uncertain, but it's where we begin. Slow fade to mature couple dancing in a kitchen. Mature love? It's found in silence, in service, in staying, in saying, I choose you, again, and again, and again. Cut to Clara and James holding hands in the hospital. It's easy to fall in love. But growing old in love, that's rare. That's a decision, a rhythm, a sacrifice. Young love makes us feel alive. Mature love teaches us how to live. Clara's memorial service. Photos of her life fill the room. Her wedding, vacations with James, candid moments. A slideshow plays softly in the background. Mourners gather quietly. Among them are her granddaughter, Emma, and her fiancé, Michael. Emma steps up to the podium, holding Clara's worn letter. Emma. She once told me that love isn't about avoiding pain. It's about choosing who's worth the pain, and choosing them every single day. She looks toward the audience, locking eyes with Michael. Emma, conted, my grandparents didn't have a perfect love, but it was real, and it lasted. I can only hope to live up to that. Tears, smiles, a shared moment of truth. Now older, Emma and Michael sit on the same bench where Clara once sat. Emma gently places a small stone on the armrest, a tradition passed down. Their children laugh in the distance. Michael, you okay? Emma, yeah. Just thinking about how lucky we are to have had their example. She leans her head on his shoulder. Narrator. True love never really leaves. It echoes, in the choices we make, the families we raise, and the promises we keep. A photo of young James and Clara fades into an image of Emma and Michael. Generations blur together. We see hands holding, tears falling, and laughter echoing through time. Narrator. Young love teaches us how to begin. Mature love teaches us how to endure. And together, they write the kind of story worth passing on. The living room glows softly. Emma rocks a newborn baby in her arms. Michael watches quietly from the doorway, a tender smile on his face. On the shelf nearby, Clara's letter, now framed. Below it, the wedding photo of James and Clara. Emma, whispering to baby, you come from a long line of love, little one. The kind that stays. The baby stirs and settles, comforted by the warmth in her voice. New flowers bloom where old ones once stood. A new bench has been added beside the original, with a plaque that reads, Clara and James, a love that endured. Emma and Michael walk with their child. They pause by the benches. Michael thinks she'll know their story? Emma no doubt will tell her, over and over again. Young love is a song with no words. It hums with energy, with urgency, with fire. It's the beginning. But mature love, it's the chorus, the echo that never fades, the hand that stays even when the music changes. And when we are gone, it's the love we gave, not the words we said, that lingers in the hearts we leave behind. The final image freezes. Young James and Clara dancing barefoot in a living room, laughter frozen in time. Narrator: in the end, it wasn't the big gestures that lasted. It was the small ones, the quiet dinners, the soft forgiveness, the promise kept, even when no one else was watching. As the credits roll, a soft voice plays a voicemail from Clara to Emma, recorded years earlier. Clara: hey baby, I just wanted to say, don't rush love. Let it grow. Let it change you. And when you find the one who comes back after the storm, hold on to them tight. Emma's daughter, now a teen, laughs as she runs off with her own friend, a shy boy carrying a camera. She turns back and waves at Emma and Michael. Emma smiles knowingly, her heart full. Years have passed. Emma's daughter, Lily, now in her 20s, climbs into the attic. She opens an old cedar chest. Inside, Clara's letters, James's watch, a pressed flower from their garden, and an old cassette recorder. She presses play. Hi, love. If you're hearing this, it means you're old enough now to understand something I couldn't have told you when you were little. Love isn't what movies tell you it is. It's not always butterflies and music. Sometimes, it's quiet. Sometimes, it looks like staying when it's easier to walk away. Sometimes, it's saying I forgive you when every part of you is hurt. But it's always, always worth it. Lily plants a rose bush in the same garden Clara once tended. She places a small sign next to it, for the love that lasts. Her boyfriend joins her, kneeling down beside her. Lily: my great-grandparents? They built a love story so strong, it outlived them. I want that. Boyfriend, smiling: then let's build it. They hold hands, and the wind carries the scent of the first rose bloom. Young love ignites the heart. Mature love strengthens the soul. But the love that survives generations, that's the kind that plants seeds long after we're gone. Let your story begin, and let it be the kind someone will still be telling 50 years from now. A quaint little bookshop, a love through generations reading event is posted on the glass. Inside, Lily is giving a talk. She stands in front of a small crowd, reading from a leather-bound journal, Clara's. Lily, reading, love is not a moment. It's a mosaic, made of shared breakfasts, silent forgiveness, soft laughter after a hard day. It's made of coming home, and staying. She closes the book, moved. My great-grandmother didn't just live a love story, she left one behind. Applause. Soft music begins to swell. Soft light. A real-world visual shift. We see interviews with several elderly couples, sitting side by side, holding hands. No actors, just real love. I still make her tea every morning, even when she says she doesn't want it. And I still drink it, even when it's too sweet. They both smile. He never said I love you much. But when my sister passed, he didn't leave my side for a week. We used to fight about the little things. Now, we laugh about them. The world teaches us to chase fireworks, but it's the steady flame that warms a lifetime. A same-sex couple laughing in a kitchen. An interracial couple celebrating their 50th anniversary. A widow watering a plant beside a photograph. A young couple dancing in a living room just like Clara and James. Narrator: this is what love becomes when it is chosen, forgiven, lived, over time, through change, through silence. An elderly Emma stands quietly at the edge of a coastal cliff, a journal in hand, the same one passed down from Clara. She opens it to the final page. It's blank. Emma begins writing. Emma, you taught me love wasn't always loud. Sometimes, it was just being there. Thank you for staying, for showing me how. She signs the bottom of the page. Love always, Emma. She closes the book, kisses it, and places it inside a small wooden box. Then, with her granddaughter Lily beside her, she buries it beneath a lone tree on the cliffside, a tree planted by James and Clara decades ago. In the end, love isn't measured in years, but in how deeply it rooted itself in the hearts that followed. Young love is how it begins. Mature love is how it endures. Legacy is how it never dies. A soft, undefined space, neither past nor future. Almost like a dream, we see James and Clara as their young and older selves, walking hand in hand, side by side. Their surroundings blur gently, a fusion of moments, their garden, their living room, the park bench, the hospital, their wedding. They stop. They look forward, not at something, but at us. Older Clara, smiling softly, if you're wondering whether it's worth it. It is. Young James, every hard day, every quiet night, it all led here. We didn't just find love, we built it. They look to each other, and in that moment, all versions of themselves merge into one lasting image. Two people who stayed. Visitors walk through rooms filled with handwritten letters, voice recordings, photos, and video snippets of couples, young and old. Clara and James' letters are among them, preserved in glass. A placard beneath them reads, "True love doesn't stay young. It grows up with you." Emma and Lily quietly walk through the exhibit, pausing at Clara and James' display. Did they ever fall out of love? Emma, smiling, no. They just fell deeper. Lily takes a photo, quietly inspired. Young couples walk by, hand in hand. Some argue, some laugh, some are quiet. All are beginning stories they don't yet understand. In the window of a bookstore across the street, a small sign reads, "Narrator, if young love is the fire that begins the story, then mature love is the steady flame that keeps the home warm." And long after the names are forgotten, the love they built becomes the soil others grow from. Slowly, handwritten words begin to appear on screen, one by one. To the one I grow old with, thank you for staying when it wasn't easy. For choosing me again, even when life changed us. For turning young love into home. A small ink heart is drawn beneath the last line. Love is not what begins the story. Love is what remains. When everything else has changed. A little girl sits cross-legged on the floor with a photo album in her lap. She points at a wedding photo of Clara and James. Little girl, mommy, who are they? Lily, they're the ones who showed us how to love.